What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Jando as always, and today we're talking 3D printers. That's right. Today is the day I'm going to show off my full arsenal and show kind of the tools and everything I have right now. Believe it or not, I have somehow managed to cram, I think I have six 3D printers in my apartment. I have an injection molder, a CNC machine, one of them is an SLA printer. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit today, and also if you've been following along, I kind of wanted to show off the lab again. I cleaned up a little bit yesterday. We're nice and organized now, but I want to show off all the printers that I use right now to make cool and crazy devices. I mean, this is literally a clock mechanism. It's a floating tourbillon. Longer story, but let me show you guys quick, and I'm going to talk a little bit while I'm showing off the video of how I got into 3D printing and what this does for me. All right. So, welcome to my closet. Don't judge me, but this is the spot where I store all the printers and all the other parts. But we have all of my injection molders. Well, the injection molders here, the CNC's here, and the OG, the first printer's over here. What do you not have a Yagi antenna in your closet that's connected to a swiveling arm on a 3D printer mount? I thought so. No, I'm kidding. But I'm gonna pull some of this out and show you guys on the bench. Okay, so let's start the tour and start the journey of 3D printing. I have way too many devices and machines. This is the first OG. I think I started 3D printing back when the CR10 came out. If you know what this is one of the OG designs that led to a bunch of other designs, all open source, that originally allowed 3D printing at a pretty decent scale for a pretty decent price point. And this was when I was sophomore year in college. I had my tonsils removed, so I had so much free time to sit around and play. So I was sitting designing parts, playing around, and I absolutely fell in love with 3D printing. I mean, you see where it's got us so far. But this is the OG machine, and this was my workhorse for literally so long. A machine like this, it's a 3-axis, the same thing. It's the same design that's used in a lot of the Enders and a lot of. This is such a reliable and such a useful machine. Unfortunately, it's probably going to have to get decommissioned soon, just being that I have advanced my technology in certain ways. Sad days, but this is the original OG printer that got me through all of the initial steps, I guess, learning all the ins and outs, the nuances of 3D printing. But yeah, I love this boy. This has printed probably literally thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of prints, and yeah. But let's move down the line. Sorry, the desk is already full again. But moving down the line, this is another engineering project, and I definitely have some videos. Maybe I can slot in from ages ago when I was first testing it. All custom. You'll see I cut a steel rod to even make the pull handle even better. If you know anything about injection molding, it's loose right now from travel, and I haven't used it in a while. But this is another cool one too. The idea with this was low volume injection molding with 3D prints from my SLA printer. Oh, I have to also show you guys in a second. My balcony of my apartment actually has a shed, and we'll go to the shed in a second. But yeah, so I have a full injection molding system. The idea was to be used for low scale injection molding. I have some TPVs and some other plastics that I was playing with. Just because that same point, 3D printing is great, but injection molding is technically better. So if I can find a balance and mix between both of those, that is the ideal thing. Now, moving down the line, we are now talking about the CNC router that I have. A tiny little CNC router, that same thing. The idea originally, when I got this thing, and I still have some of the plates, I just haven't had the time to really get in, and cutting carbon fiber is kind of its own challenge. But originally, I bought a CNC router for remanufacturing drone parts for the drone designs that I use, just to always keep me up running and flying. This hasn't seen as much use in the near future because it's just really messy, and there's kind of nowhere around that, especially with carbon fiber. Inhaling carbon fiber dust is real bad for you, so that's kind of where this is right now. But if I ever need for punching holes and other stuff, sometimes I rip this thing out just because I put a huge spindle on it to be able to cut almost anything. So if I need really straight holes, I can use this, come in here, and manually dial the actual cutter itself. All wired up the same thing. These are all wired up the same way. I have all of the thermal processing for this one right here. It's just a massive, it's pretty much a massive hot end is the way to see it. If you know anything about 3D printers, it's a massive hot end that you just squish pellets through. So it's the same thing. There's some thermocouples down here and some heating elements. But let's move along in the sake of keeping the time. This is its own thing. But now we are coming to the bread and butter. Literally the greatest decision I've ever made in my life, which is designing and building. Well, I didn't design parts of it. I mean, parts of it I did design. You see the Jando logo on the front. I don't know if you can even see that, but there's a Jando logo on the front of the Trident. But this is a Voron series of printer, and these printers, believe it or not, are almost technically smaller when it comes to, oh, I don't want to knock that off. These ones are almost technically smaller when it comes to scale of the printers themselves. It's crazy to think you can get such a better and such a more powerful printer that fits in a similar footprint as these ones, just because they're all enclosed and boxed in. But these printers are crazy and are being optimized as we speak. There are thousands of people building these open source designs, and they're just getting better and better. And even speaking to that, so we have two of these now. This is a Voron 2.4 and this is a Voron Trident. They both have their own drawbacks between each other, but at the end of the day, there's going to be huge arguments. People are going to be like, I love the 2.4, I love the Trident. But at the end of the day, they're both really powerful, like really powerful printers. Technically, the Voron 2.4 could be faster. Technically, the Trident is more reliable. Technically, I don't know. I'd still probably build more Tridents, so take that how you want, considering. This is technically a 3D printer. We're walking down the line. Not really a 3D printer, but this is the Chess AI, if you don't already know what's going on here. But this is built off of the same frame of the Trident. And this is kind of the really like the insane part about the 3D printers now. All these designs are open source. So I was able to just walk in, edit to make it what I want it to be, and now I have a literal Chess AI, but this could be anything. And it kind of leads in the fact of 3D printing and why I love 3D printing so much. It's the idea that 3D printing, we live in the future. I think about something, I smash my hands in the keyboard over here, and the thing I'm thinking about just exists. Like, this has never been possible in like all of human time. You've never been able to just think, tap, and then the thing you want is there. And that's kind of why it's insane. But let's now go out to the shed. I have to open the blinds, so let's now go out to the shed and I'll show you what's in the shed. So house tour, the computer system's over here. But we're gonna hop out to the shed, and out here we have an entire SLA laser printing setup. Yeah, that's right. So we have the CR10s and all of my chemicals and all the other stuff that's kind of corrosive. I've been doing some acetone smoothing on parts out here, and some of the other stuff. Anything that's kind of a messy chemical or something is out in the shed, which it should be. Same thing, I sealed all the corners. I made like a wooden box and sealed all the corners with silicone. But we have our SLA laser printer out here, because the same thing, this one actually produces fumes that are kind of dangerous, so you need to keep that not inside. And then a cleaning station out here too. But this is the shed. We got some gloves, we got all the other stuff you'd need for operating these, and a big old jug of this, which is the actual resin I was using at first to make the low scale injection molds. So let's run back inside and I'll finish this off. So yeah, that's about it. That's all my devices and all my printers. The idea is building a workshop that gives me full reign to make literally anything. This is not even, I didn't even include the vacuum molding thing. But the idea was to build myself a full workshop that it goes idea to brain in like no time at all. And I think it's starting to work, even with the thing that I'm making right now, that other device. But I think that's about it for today. I wanted to make sure I showed you guys the full workshop, all the tools I have that are allowing me to make crazy projects and maybe spark some ideas. Because when it comes to these, not only can I be using the 3D printers, not only can I use the SLA printers, not only can we use the injection molders, not only can we use the CNC mills, but I don't think there's anything left. I have additive, I have subtractive, I have lasers, I don't know. what else am I missing? You guys tell me. But that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I'll see you guys next time. The next video or two is going to be really cool. Ideas in the planning, things are being casted today. So that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye guys.